To be able to use the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K to its full potential, you need an external battery source and an external SSD to record at the highest level of quality. This means this camera is going to need a cage to hold all of the extra stuff. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the SmallRig cage for the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Welcome to the film look. Thanks to Premium Beat for providing the music we used in this episode. We recommend you check them out whenever you need a great track for your film. Visit their royalty-free library to see what we mean. We've added a link in the description below. We reviewed the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K in the last video, so if you want to see what we thought about it, go check it out here. We have been using cages for our Sony a7S cameras for a few years now, and without them, shooting will be a lot more difficult. The same goes for the Pocket 4K. Without the cage, the camera is just about unusable, especially when shooting all day. To shoot at the highest quality, you're going to need to use an external drive, but there's nowhere to put it. Also, the battery life of this camera sucks, so you're going to need an external battery solution. Again, there's nowhere to put this too. This is where the SmallRig cage comes in. The cage is one piece of metal and has a bunch of mounting options. 1/4-20, 3/8, rosette mounts for extra handles, and cold shoe mounts. It fits the camera like a glove, and when holding it in your hand, the cage is curved seamlessly and joins the camera. Next, we have a top handle. SmallRig have a few different handles which fit this cage. This one can change position and slide forward by turning these two screws. The best bit about this is that the Allen key that you need is magnetically stored to the handle. The Allen key that is used to fix the camera in the cage is also magnetically stored on the bottom of the cage. This means you never have to go looking for the correct Allen key, it's just there. Having them magnetically stored on the cage is something I wish I had on my Sony a7S cage, as I take out the cage quite a lot. SmallRig have designed an SSD holder which you mount onto the cage. You feed the cable through the front and tighten the hard drive in place. The SSD holder is designed for Samsung T5 SSDs, but these Angel Bird SSDs also fit into the holder with a little bit of wiggle. Finally, you get this cable clamp for your HDMI and USB Type-C cable which you use for your SSD. This just makes the cable safe and secure. With the cage, we have mounted an external battery solution which allows you to extend the battery life. Our DIY battery didn't work great and the battery life kept dropping, so I would look into a different way to power the camera, maybe something that uses a 12-volt input on the side of the camera. But the SmallRig cage has loads of room to mount something. Just like all of the SmallRig products, and we have a few, everything is built to a high quality and they have a bunch of other accessories of all sorts. Without the SSD holder and the ability to mount an external battery on this camera, I don't think we would use it. So spending an extra $190, which is how much all these parts cost, is definitely worth the investment if you're going to buy a Pocket 4K camera. If you haven't seen our review of the Pocket 4K, you can find that video right here. Let us know in the comments below if you're thinking about buying one, and remember, achieve it one shot at a time.